Welcome back, football heads, again to another edition of the Raider Report. Here I am, Martin Sanders. Here with me is Austin Nelson. Well, this past weekend, we had the 100 Miles of Hate. Middle Tennessee, Western Kentucky. It's been going on for years. It's been a while since Western won. MT was looking to make it, 3 straight in a row. That did not come into fruition. Not even close. Final score was 58-28. We got beat pretty bad by 30. It was 52-14 at the half. It's pretty much just a struggle for the team as a whole.
You were at the game. Tell us, and what did you see? What happened?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why did we lay an egg?
Yeah, that's a good reference to say lay an egg. For the most part, it was mainly just the defense.
Mm-hmm.
This was the worst I've seen the defense all year. Because the offense was pretty good. Stock still had good numbers again. 28-43, 296 yards, I believe, 3 touchdowns. He threw a bad interception. It was pretty bad. It wasn't ill-advised pick, but he had pretty good numbers. The top 3 receivers, they were getting their catches. Richie James, 7 catches, 141, 2 touchdowns. Terry Pettis got back with the ball, 5 catches, 62 yards. Ebatiz had 9 grabs. Another good positive thing was the running game. We actually had a running game this week as a team. We rushed over for 100 yards, 123 yards. Jeremiah Bryson, stepped in for the injured Shane Tucker and Jordan Parker, coming in 14 carries, 76 yards. The defense was just, it was just pretty bad. This is the worst defense I've seen all year from a pretty good defensive team that we've had in the conference. I know at one point in time, I'm pretty sure we're not now, but we were like the top-ranked defense in the Conference USA heading into the Western game. Not giving up, a punt the whole first half for Western. You can win that game doing that.
Yeah. And we're the 4th-ranked defense now.
Yeah.
And the 2nd-ranked offense. So we're not a bad team. Just letting that one slide. And I think we said earlier, I don't think we realize how good Brandon Doughty is in his offense and his weapons. Because we think, him and his tight end are going to be, top 3-round picks.
Yeah.
That tight end is a very special player himself. So is that all you saw from the game, you think?
Another thing I want to hit on probably, the team really didn't look motivated going into this game. I know it's an early kickoff time, 11 o'clock. They've been playing, 6 o'clock games, 4:30 games. They really haven't, played an early game like this. Back-to-back weeks where you've lost, heartbreakers to games where, you should have probably came into this game 4-1 along with Western, but you come in there 2-3. And, the team just didn't look motivated to play, which is kind of surprising because, this is, your top rival in college football for you. You would think, they would come up there with a little bit more fight, a little bit more attitude, and, like we said, they just laid an egg.
That's right. So MTSU loses that one to Western Kentucky by the score of 58-28. But some notable games around the conference. FIU, who we played this week, beats UTEP by the score of 51-12. Marshall beats Southern Miss by the score of 31-10. Rice beats FAU close, 27-26. Portland State puts it on North Texas. 66-7. And LA Tech beats UTSA by the score of 34-31. So those are some scores from around the conference. Coming up next on the Raider Report, we will give you a breakdown and preview of our next opponent, FIU.
Welcome back to the Raider Report. DeMarco here with Austin Nelson, and we're here to break down the upcoming matchup, MTSU's upcoming matchup against Florida International this weekend. And Austin, what do you think the keys to MTSU victory will be this week?
Honestly, I think it's just the defense has to play better than they did last week against Western. We already talked about they laid an egg. You can't give up 58 points and expect to win a game because I don't think that offense – we know it can put up 70 points, but I don't know if every week it can put up points like that. But I think the defense they have a guy, the quarterback named Alex McGough. He's 5th in the conference right now with 1,300, almost 1,400 passing yards. A nice stat there with 12 touchdowns and only 2 picks on the year. So those stats almost similar to Stockstill in a way. Stockstill's got about a few more 100 yards. But I think that, but they also have 3 backs they use every so often. And McGough as well runs the ball as well. They have pretty much 4 backs. He's got about 40 rushes on the year. But those 3 backs, They use a lot. Almost all those backs have 40 carries, so they interchange almost every play from what the stats look like. And as well as they have receivers. They spread it out. They have 6 receivers who have double-digit catches, and they all have over 120 yards. So from what it seems like, that they like to spread the love on the field is what it seems. Spread the football out. They don't have one go-to guy. They have 6. So that's what I see from them so far. Also, they're 38th in the nation in passing. So the defense has to bring it Saturday. I mean, anything you saw?
I mean, it looks like Florida International, they might look to repeat the same success or the blueprint that WKU used to beat MTSU down this past Saturday. So, like you said, they have 6 different receivers in double figures. So, it looks like they'll try to spread the love, get it to anybody that they can, and pretty much just try to outscore MTSU. This looks like it'll be kind of like a shootout. But we thought the same thing about the Charlotte game, and you saw what happened in that. So I think defense, this will be an offense versus defense, Florida International's offense versus our defense, and this will be a good chance for us to get back on the winning track, put a good W in the win column, and I think MTSU will eventually come out with this win.
I'm with you on that too. I think we finally bounce back and get a win, a must-need win to get back on track for a bowl game and ultimately a Conference USA championship. So I think it's still in reach. We just got to win out and do this, but you got to win Saturday, and I think the Blue Raiders can do that. So that's it with the FIU breakdown. Thank you for joining us here. And coming up, we'll have our picks for top games of the week.
Welcome back to the Raider Report. I'm obviously not Steven Johnson. I'm Wes Jenkins. Now we're going to talk a little MTSU baseball. After last season, head coach Jim McGuire's contract expired. And over the last few months, he's been working without a contract. And on Monday, the school finally came to an agreement with the coach. His contract is now going to go through June 2018, and he'll be receiving $95,000 a year. Talking about the team, MTSU this offseason is going to have to replace a lot of seniors. And so we sat down with one of the few returning starters from the MTSU baseball team, Brad Giroux.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Sanders here with the Raider Report. Standing next to me is outfielder Brad Giroux of the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders baseball team. So, Brad, let's talk about this bat you got in your hand right now. For the younger up-and-coming baseball players, what are some things that they can probably work on to fix their technique with their swings? Is there anything that you like to do in particular, especially to help out for you to drop the ball out the park or just get good contact on the ball?
Well, basically, the main thing I do is you have to be on time. If you're not on time, then you're not gonna hit the ball. So if you're on time, you got to get a good load with the bat, and every major league hitter gets to the same point of contact, and you want to have your palm up, palm down as far as swinging goes. And when you get to that contact point, you want to stay long through the zone of hitting. So I mean, basically, you want to be here. You want to get a good load here, and then when I mean palm up, palm down, every major league hitter gets to this point of contact, and they extend through the zone before they roll their hands. Basically, the longer you can stay in the zone and be on time, the better chance you have of getting a hit, even if you're off balance a little bit, or if you're on balance and you have a chance to drive the ball then. So you just want to get to that contact point and keep your hands through the zone. That's the main thing with it.
All right, so Brad, in the last season, batting .338, had a couple home runs, 31 RBIs. What are your goals heading into this upcoming season to either duplicate those same numbers or even better yourself this season?
I just try to do the same thing every day, continue to work hard and get better. I don't worry too much about the results because I know if I continue to work hard, everything's going to work out. Just try to be myself at the plate, do what I do best, and try to help the team win.
Pitching has always been good here at the school, and this year is no different. Most of the pitching rotation guys are still here, as far as Nate Hoffman and Garrett Ring. Talk about those guys and their ability to keep you guys in the game. There's one particular game where hitting is not really coming so far throughout the game. Talk about how those guys, keep you all motivated and keep you all in the game.
Well, last year we knew on Saturdays every time Hoffman went out, we had a chance to win that game. He's going to give us some quality. He's going to give us a quality start. He's going to work hard every day, give us a quality start every time he gets out there on the mound. He's going to push himself to get better. He had a really good summer. I played in the summer with him until he got hurt. Looking forward to getting him back this year. He'll be a big part of what we do, and he's going to have to help carry this pitching staff with a lot of newcomers on the team. And they'll both be a big part in what we do this year.
In order to get some more analysis on the game, I went to Barfield Crescent Ballpark. And from there, I interviewed a few of the players, and they were able to tell me more about the swing.
I used to get up to the plate and line my pinkies up, my knuckles lined up. You hold your bat up high. You get it up high. You hold it high, and bend your knees. Hold the bat up here. Put your weight on your back foot. Bend your knees. Have your bat up, but not too high like this. And you get your weight on the ball on the back leg, and then you need to get your have your eyes on the ball. You get all your weight on your back foot, and you bend down, and you get your bat up like this, and you and you grip it like that. You bend your knees, having the baseball bat in your hands, like above your knee, like lower than your shoulders and above your knees. You kind of bend your knees and make sure it goes upward a little. You make you have to swing it below your chest and but higher than above your knees. I usually just kind of get my stance, measure the plate, kind of get my bat over the plate, kind of get ready, I know where I was gonna go. And you also need to get your bat up right there, and then when it's right in front of you, just grip it hard. And when you're gonna swing, you have to have your weight on the back foot. Look where the ball's going, and don't see if the bat pitches. And when the pitcher releases the ball, pick your leg up and step down, and halfway, make your decision and rotate your hands and swing. And then when the ball is right there, you swing as hard as you can. And I just take a step forward like this, and then I'll go like that. And then when you swing the bat, you kind of put your hips out like this, kind of rotate, and then your back leg goes like that, you kind of, and then you get ready and you swing. Swing.
And you'll get it.
When it comes right here, swing at it as fast as you can. Just swing.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at MTSU_RR and follow us on Facebook.
All right, welcome back to the Rotary Report here for our famous national segment, our games of the week and our pick'ems. We got 5 games up for you guys. We're going to discuss on why we think a certain team is going to win. And then we'll let the fans see if they want to chime in with us later on in the show. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, MTSU_RR, and like us on Facebook at The Rotary Report. Your picks might be shown on the timeline. Who knows? You might be able to stump us for this week. I doubt it, but, we'll see. So, first game up, guys. Let's go into, the Pac-12. Got UCLA taking on Stanford. 2 teams with just 1 loss right now, looking to, find a way to creep back in maybe the playoff standings, but definitely in the Pac-12 standings with it being so wide open. Austin, who's your take on this week and why?
I'm going to take Stanford. We kind of talked about it earlier in the podcast. A team that's on the uprise right now and gaining momentum towards the midway through the season. I like Stanford here. I think the Spurs a touchdown, and I'll keep it that way. Maybe 8 or 9 there too. They could get away with it towards the end, but I'm going to take Stanford here.
DeMarco?
Yeah, in this one, I'm rolling with Hogan and the boys in that run attack. I'm gonna go Stanford in this one, and I think it'll be a little bit further along than the spread may presume. So Yeah, I'm gonna go Stanford in this one.
I agree with you guys. I'm going Stanford as well. I think they also, go by the spread, win by a touchdown. Rosen and that UCLA team is kind of depleted right now. I just think Stanford is on the road ever since the Northwestern loss, and I think Stanford goes along and win that. So right now, unanimous decision. All right, next up, classic rivalry game, Notre Dame, USC. We all know what's going on with USC right now with Sarkisian being fired, and a lot of people also saying, Hayden should be gone as well. But Saturday coming, it's time to, settle things on the field where it's always settled. DeMarco, who you got in this one between SC and Notre Dame, man?
In this one, it's SC. They're on the road. They kind of got a lot of outside distractions right now going on. Just lost their head coach in the middle of the season, in the middle of a Pac-12 run. So I got to go Notre Dame with this one. Simply not based on what's going on the field, but what's going on off the field. It's hard to rebound from that. So I'm gonna go Notre Dame in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Notre Dame as well. It's in Notre Dame. I like them there, and I think just you said off the field, but on the field, I just think they're a better team with Kaiser at the helm. So I'm gonna take Notre Dame here as well.
Once again, I agree with you guys as well. I think Notre Dame takes this one. Kaiser and CJ, though, that tandem in the backfield, they're doing a great job right now. And I know they're looking to rebound after their 2-point loss to Clemson. So they trying to get back in the run to where they can, climb back up in those standings and, maybe get a playoff spot to represent the independents for the other 5. All right, next up, going down to the SEC, top 10 matchup. Alabama goes down to College Station, takes on Texas A&M. Real close game. They got Bama by 4 on the line. Austin, how you think this one's going to pan out?
We kind of hit on it earlier too. One of the most upcoming games in the SEC is rivalry-wise,
Most
Bama
definitely.
and A&M. I like Bama here again. I've been kind of sipping their juice since the Georgia game. I like Bama because it's Nick Saban, and you can't ever go against Nick Saban. And I understand that they lost one game to Ole Miss, but they're going to get better from that win, and they have. Putting it on Georgia, and then Arkansas now. So I like Alabama here, but make no mistake, it is in College Station, and I think that with that environment, anything can happen. And the spread's only 4, so
Only
Kyle
4.
Allen and his boys can do anything. That's one possession, but I will take Bama here.
In this one, I like what Alabama is doing. Like you said, they rebounded well. They rebounded exactly the way you're supposed to rebound from a tough loss to a good Ole Miss team. But I love home cooking at the same time, and I love Texas Station.
Disagreement.
I love Texas A&M. I love what they're doing right now, rebounding from the way that their season started out. And I got to go Texas A&M in this one, just simply to play devil's advocate. I got to mess up everybody else's picks. So I'm going to go, and like you said, the spread is a little low, so I'm going to go Texas A&M. It could go either way, though.
All right, guess I'll break the tie. Saban's going to make sure those guys never lose another game the rest of the season, if possible. I'm going Alabama. I'm still asleep on Texas A&M right now, and I'll see if they're for real this week. If they get this win, I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised at all because Kyle Allen, Kirk, Josh Reynolds, all those guys, they're going to make sure that they put up some points on the board this weekend instead of last year's 59-0 beating. So, but I think Bama still pulls it out and they get the win. Staying with the SEC, we're going to take it down to Gainesville, Florida. Big matchup, another top 10 SEC battle. What else is new? LSU, Leonard Fournette against the Will Grillist Florida Gators.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. With a lot that's going on. But DeMarco, who's winning this one, man? Who's winning this one?
Yeah, for them same reason. The same reason you had to take the same reasons that I took USC off and went Notre Dame. I got to go LSU in this one. I mean, this is not as talented a matchup. I mean, this is more of a talented matchup in this one because you got the one-headed monster and one monster backfield with Leonard Fournette, who's getting better every week. He's showing no signs of slowing down at all. And Florida, they've gotten used to how it's been with Will Grier, and they kind of have to switch back to Harris in this one. So I'm gonna go LSU in this one, and Fournette 150, 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
So
Whoa. Okay.
there you go.
Okay. I'm going to take LSU as well here. Make no mistake about this, though. Florida's a very, very good football team, but I just think LSU's a very, very better football team than they are. Fournette, in all our opinions, will win the Heisman this year.
Most definitely.
No doubt.
And Florida on that team just they don't have a Heisman candidate, not yet at least. So I'll take LSU here, coming off a big a road win. They played at home with South Carolina.
yeah,
So I'll take LSU here. I think that there's still a game ahead of Alabama in the standings. So I don't think they want to slip up here yet because I think they can take control of the SEC West and go to Atlanta if they win this game and then play Alabama a couple weeks away. So I'll take LSU here as well.
Famous Lee Corso phrase, guys. Not so fast. I believe LSU does slip up. They might be looking a little bit too far ahead to that Alabama matchup. I say Treon Harris and those guys in Florida, definitely with the game being down there in the swamp, probably going to be a night game. The atmosphere is going to be rocking. I think Florida, unlike USC, they come away to overcome that adversity that's going on with their quarterback situation. I think the talented players around them help them out. I think it's going to be something with a special team touchdown to get Florida that win.
Okay.
How many yards are 40?
I said I'm giving 132 touchdowns.
I think he gets big numbers again, 162 touchdowns, but that one special teams touchdowns for Florida gives them the difference in that game.
And I will say, I don't know if they said it, but if game day isn't there, they need to be there.
Oh, man, for real. That's going to be rocking. It's going to be rocking. All right, fifth and final game, guys, Big Ten. Huge rivalry matchup, like always. Conley Cook and Michigan State taking on Mr. Khakis and Jim Harbaugh. You see the Khakis as Austin's rocking right here. Michigan State. Austin, who you got in this one?
Point them back down here. We're taking the Khakis this week, people.
Yes, sir.
I'm on the bandwagon. I'm on the Clemson bandwagon, but I like what Michigan has done, especially with Jim Harbaugh. Came in and we didn't know. We've said it all the time. We didn't know how good Utah was, but we do now. And that was a fluke the first game for Michigan, we believe. Right. So I'm taking Michigan here. We were high on Michigan State as well, but I just think Michigan's they're peaking right now and at a very good time. So I'm gonna take the Wolverines.
Definitely, DeMarco.
You see the stance right here? The stance might look familiar.
Yes, sir.
On the Michigan side.
Man,
That's
you
the
missing
famous,
is the hat, man.
That's all I'm missing. And the lanyard. That's all
yeah.
with the pin on
The whistle.
That's all I'm missing right now. And with Jim Harbaugh and the guys down there or up there in Ann Arbor, you got to be liking what they're doing. I mean, who doesn't? It's just great for college football to see the Michigan man back up there and see these rivalries in the Big Ten finally come back to fruition, because I think it's been like 10 years since we've seen
a minute, man.
Since we've seen a premier Big Ten, Michigan State,
Carr,
Michigan, Ohio State.
Definitely.
But in this one, Michigan State's not. They're just not who we thought they were. To quote Dennis Green, we love Dennis Green.
Let him off the hook.
And we let them. We gotta let them off the hook in this one. But I'm going Michigan, and they're just gonna keep rolling to that Ohio State matchup in November. I gotta go Michigan in this one though.
Most definitely, I agree with you guys as well. I think Michigan pulls this one off. I'm not dissing Michigan State, saying that they're not who we thought they were. It's just, they haven't looked good these last couple of weeks. I know they're going to be geared up for this game, but we'd have definitely been in the big house, like we discussed earlier on our podcast as well. With that game being in the big house, I don't see Michigan not losing this game. And who would have thunk it? Back at the beginning of the season, we would think, Michigan would be, sitting up here really just a couple of more wins away from being a representative for the Big Ten, because if they went out, I think we see them in the championship game, depending on who's their matchup in the top four once they get here. But that's all the picks that we got for this week. If you guys beg to differ or agree on what we said, for the most part, tit for tat, we agreed on a couple of games and disagreed. We all disagreed on the SEC games, which, though I think we pretty much agreed those are always up in the air. We never know what's going on, because I'm pretty sure we never saw Florida beat up on Ole Miss like that a couple of weeks ago. We never, we didn't think for the most part Tennessee would beat Georgia last week either. So I see that we're disagreeing with the SEC games, but for the most part, we're being a cohesive group and agreeing with what's going on. Fans, we want to see what you guys think about this week's game, so let us know what your picks are. Always leave comments. Like us on Facebook, The Raider Report. Follow us on Twitter at MTSU_RR. And we'll join you next week. I think this week I get to do papers.
For shot time.
Let's go, baby.